Podcast. Hello, and welcome to Emma's podcast. In today's podcast, we're doing freestyle. The next three episodes will be freestyle, not three, but freestyles. But today, I don't know what I'm gonna name that episode. Maybe inspiration, maybe food for the thoughts, maybe keep it positive. I don't know. We'll go with the flow on this one. But there is a topic that I spoken yesterday with my beautiful friend Jenner, and I love you so much, Jenner. Thank you to be part of my crazy journey that is my life. But I wanted to. We had a very deep conversation, and we talked about maybe we should record our conversation. And I told him, I said, the one of yesterday, I said no, it's too rough for me, and I'm not willing to talk completely about it. However, the topic we had was basically suicide. Yeah, I know. It's like, oh God, Emma, it's Monday and you're gonna pull this one on us. Well, you never know what's going on in people's life. To be honest with you, we can have and wear a wonderful mask and have a beautiful smile on our face, but when the doors are closed or at our home, then this is a different story. People are very good, and I was one of them actually, and I'm still is, you never know what's going on behind the scenes, and that's how it works in my book. What we call it, and I'm going to say a bad word, so put your little fingers above your ears or in your ears for a minute. You don't know what people should go through, literally. You don't know how stressful they are. You don't know if people have food on the table, if they have money to pay their bills, or if they live in a scarcity very deeply. You don't know nothing, because most of the time we are showing up in a way like we used to say, and I've been taught in school as well, you leave your shit at the door. Some people bring it in and you know everything about them, but some people you will never know what they're facing. Now, when we talk about suicide, someone told me many years ago, a few decades ago, that was another psychic, and we had a conversation with, a very interesting conversation actually, and she was saying to me, and I agree on that statement, that we're all spirit. We're spirit first, human next. We're spirit having a human experience. Basically, this is what we do here. And I don't care who's think they are human first. It's like, no, you're not. And you have to be very strong. You have to have a very strong spirit to walk this earth, because life is not a walk in the park for everybody. Whatever your life purpose is, whatever your challenges are, then you pick before you showed up here. And I don't care if you believe in the universe or not. That's not my problem to discuss on this one, and not interested either. You believe what you want to believe. It doesn't matter for me. The purpose for us is to go through obstacles. You still have the outer condition we're living in that add to it, but we all have a life purpose to go through. We choose our obstacle. We choose what we want to learn, our life lessons, and it is given to us by the universe. It's not us who just say, oh, I'm going to pre-plan this. That's not how it works. So when we talked about suicide, you have to think about, how do we endure every day? How do we deal with our stress? How do we deal with the outer condition? How do we deal with the disappointment that we can feel with people? How do we feel that we're drowning into life we might not want it, or the turn of events are in a way that really push us over the edge? As I said earlier, there is people who, will end their life because it's too much. It is very harsh environment. This is not heaven. This is basically hell. Okay? This is the school of life. We are student of life. And we talked about that topic for a few reasons. But understanding what pushed people to end their lives. And during that conversation, that very deep conversation we had together with Jenner, one thing came out of it is the loss of hope. When you feel that everything is closing on you, when you see that there is no room anymore, there is no hope to get out of where you want to get out for a better life, for maybe getting a job, paying your bills, and you got everybody coming at you at once, or people that's supposed to help you, but instead of helping you, gonna basically like, I'm not gonna use the angel of death, not hell, of death, but like somebody else's who will be devious enough to strip you of your hope, to block you, to really send you the negativity in your face. And at this point, you only crumble and you just look at one thing. How do I gonna end my life? Because I have enough. I have suffered enough. I have spent 4, 3, 5 decades to take it in my face, and I cannot take it anymore. I want to be done. I'm checking out. I did some search actually, very interestingly, on the net. I typed the question, what is the quickest way to kill myself? So the first thing I saw coming up, which was very interesting, was that I think it's the number to call for help. And I'm like, I'm not interested for that. I want to see how I can do it. What would be the quickest way? Could not find it very easily. I'm not going to give anybody any recipes, but when you're looking at how life can turn, you can start to look at everything around you. And as I said, when your walls are crumbling, the hope is taking away from you. You have nothing left in the tank to fight. You're done. You want to give up, and you're gonna give up no matter what. Even if you have pets, if you have loved ones, you're gonna give up because you have enough. Trying to reach out to friends, which become extremely difficult because when you're in that position, you don't want to talk to anybody. You literally don't give a crap anymore. You don't give a crap of what's gonna happen to your loved one around you. You maybe have animals, you may be thinking, okay, I have options. Do I take them with me? Or do I rehome them quietly and then finish with everything with my life and be done with it? You don't care. Because you don't have hope anymore. And it was a very deep conversation we had with Jenner. Then, as I said again, we will talk. We're going to do something with Jenna. We're going to talk about that topic in a month or two and really go deep dive in there. Per experience, per understanding, and understand what it takes. Because a lot of people, when you're looking at people who said, well, he committed suicide, nobody understands. Nobody understands unless you're spiraling down into a rabbit hole. Then you cannot get out because there is nothing to get out of it. And it has nothing to do with drugs. It has nothing to do with booze at all. It has to do with what's going on. So you can be as sober, then you could be drunk or high. You facing the same thing. And the intensity is what makes a difference. Now, luckily, in some circumstances, you will have friends that will talk to you or you're able to reach out to them because that's the last, thing you're going to try to do. Maybe reach to one person and have conversation. And maybe that conversation is going to save that person's life because they're going to stay on the phone for 4 or 5 hours and talk and cry and not wanting to communicate. But the person on the other end of the phone will be there to help, will give the words and trying the best they can without panicking to bring love to that person. As I said, unless you have experienced that, it's very difficult to understand why people are doing this. Again, I will always remember the words of this friend 2 decades ago who told me, and I still agree with her, people will kill themselves, teenagers, adults, because it's too much. It's too difficult. It's a harsh life we're living in. It's a hard experience. And not everybody can really, I would say, embrace that. So I want to talk about that topic because it's a topic we say, well, that person is mentally healed, is this and that. It's like, no, it's the life. You can have a fake of a life. You can smile every day. And I've done that every day, to smile when I had crap coming down the pipe, when I had to deal with individuals, even at work, who were nasty like hell. Then I had to, show that I don't give a damn who you are. I'm going to continue to do what I do. I'm going to continue to be poised, and I'm going to continue like nothing happened. When you pulled through psychological warfare, the physical part is one thing. The psychological warfare is one of the most draining things. And I have experienced this when I was in one of the biggest corporations, because people were nasty and ridiculously stupid. I'm going to say those words because I can say those words now. And their ignorance, they got bought. That was the merger, so we were the enemy. And it's like, I'm not your enemy because I'm just a legacy that came here and help. I'm just here to do my job. But when you experience this and how draining it is, and you come out of it and realize how much hell you went through, but you have to continue to push yourself forward. You're going to continue to find those challenges. You're going to continue to face all of the madness and some more. That doesn't prepare you very much for losing entire hope. But when hope is not there, when darkness surrounds you, then you ask yourself the question, what the freak am I doing here? What am I going to do next? I have no room anymore. I don't see anything. There is no room for me to breathe. Everything, as I said, comes down into the pipeline, and you're like one crap after another, after another, after another, and you feel like you're being pushed against the wall, or glued at that point against the wall, and you don't see the exit. You're totally in the darkness. This is the kind of things that people need to understand when somebody push themselves to suicide. Now, there is different form of suicide. Some are based on rage. Some is like, I'm going to go kill you by revenge and I'm going to kill myself afterward. But the people who really, I'm talking to people who commit suicide without taking anybody else's around, is because they lost hope. Hope, you have no idea what hope does until you're faced with this situation. And I will always be grateful for Jenner yesterday, to my beautiful friend and I dearly love, that having open conversation with someone, with a friend, that's what I talked about, the circle of light. The circle of light is the few people you got around you, not the 250,000 or 200 million people you think you have as friends, but the true friends, the one who, thick and thin, will be by your side. Then you can reach and talk to and really open up and let them know, I have enough. And it's very hard when you are being pushed against the wall to do that. It is very difficult when you lost complete hope and faith that you are at the end. You're ready to give up. You give up. It's not you're ready. You already gave up. You don't give a damn about anything and anyone at that point. You just want to be done. Being able to reach to one person who will, as I said, spend 4 to 5 hours on the phone with you, talking to you, helping you, and praying for the best that when they hang up the phone, the following day, they will check on you to see if you're okay. Hitting rock bottom is very difficult. There is different level of rock bottom, but when hope is lost, this is the way of no return. So, understanding what that person lost and the feeling makes you appreciating life. Not only this, but makes you more aware of who surrounds you and how to take care of the people around you as well. It brings that awareness. And for the people who lost somebody by suicide, understanding that those people lost hope. They could not see anything. They were in a deep darkness. And even though they might have tried to help them, they already made the decision. That decision to be done. That's a decision to move out of here because it's too much. Life teaches us a lot of things, but it doesn't prepare anyone to lose hope. Maybe you have lost somebody that was your everything, and you're feeling you're all by yourself now, facing the raging rivers that is our lives. Not having the support, and it could have been just emotional support from that person, or you're looking around you and everything is crumbling down like a house of cards. This can put a shock into your system, a feeling you've been battling your entire life and it's non-stop and it continues and you're like, okay, what the freak, people, when is this shit show's gonna stop? But it doesn't seem like it's stopping. That is the hardest of the hardest to face. So reach out to the people that surround you. Check to really see if everything is okay. And even if a person lied to you, listen to your gut feeling. Your gut feeling is never wrong. But we all put a mask every day. Pretending we're happy. Pretending life is just alright when it's not. Pretending we have food on the table when we don't. Pretend that we pay the bills when we can't. Pretend that we have a job when we don't. Pretend that everything is hunky-dory when it's not. Those are the aléas de la vie. But as friends, as people who are close to one another, taking the time to talk to everybody to see if they're okay, listening to them, and make the distinction when things is like, okay, they're heading a little bit of a bump in the road, to I'm done. See you on the other side. Those are the nuances that you need to recognize. And it can happen to anyone. You can have the best life ever that you want, and by tomorrow morning you could lose everything. And what are you going to do? Then you have to roll up your sleeve and battle, go into darkness, and try to get out of it. So, I know, it sounds like a dark conversation, but it's not. Because I know I see a lot of things for awareness, but understanding how people feel, so you understand what it means to lose hope, to have nothing left, nothing at all. Most of the people who are committing suicide is because they lost that hope. That hope is the light inside of you that, regardless if it's rolling right or not, is get you up the next day, continue to do the good fight. But when that light is off, this is where people take the step to check out. Again, I am blessed to have a wonderful conversation with Jenna yesterday because we talked about that topic. And again, we will do on Studio Stargazer, we will do a specific podcast on that in a couple of months. Like I said to him, there is a lot of things that have been raw for me in a heal. I need to do the healing as well, because losing my friend Jay, like you, a lot of people lose family members and loved ones every day. It takes a while to heal from that, and talk about this topic, which not everybody want to talk about because some feel ashamed and some don't understand. Unless you're faced with it, you understand what it is to lose hope, to do not see anything anymore. Those are the moments in life that, as I said, if you have one person that can save your life, that can be by your side in your darkest time, then you're gonna be okay. But some people don't have that luxury either. So understanding that why people are doing this bring a better perspective. And as I said, helping one another, being kind to our friends, and reach out and read between the lines. And when the people are open to share their story, be there to listen to them and support them with the word of kindness. You never know who you can help. You never know who you're going to save their life because you say something that helped them to do not take those steps. So this was our podcast for today. I know everybody's going to say, holy crap, Emma, that was deep. Yes, it was. I wasn't ready to fully talk about these topics, but as I said, with Jenna, we will do one really deep on this one. And this is not to, be a Debbie Downer. It's something that will inspire people, because whomever gonna listen to this, it's not about negativity, it's not about death, it's about what is going on in somebody else's mind when they decide to check out, said, I'm done here, I have enough, I cannot take it anymore. What is missing in them is that light inside of them, that spirit, their spirit that check out, because there is no more hope. That's why. So that's the reason I wanted to do this today. I don't know, I was inspired right now. I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. I've been asked, I said, oh, you're going to do your podcast? I say, yes, I am. Do you know your topics? No, I don't. This is the first one right now. So we're gonna light it up the load on the next two, then I'm gonna record in a few minutes for the rest of the week. But I just wanted to give this because I think we talk about mental health. We talk about, helping, blah, blah, blah. But you need to point out what caused somebody to kill themselves. What is the reason? And the word is losing hope, having no more hope in them. Hope helps us to get up every day. Hope makes us dream. Hope makes us walk on water. Hope changes our lives. But if you don't have that within you anymore, then there is no reason to live. There is nothing left. And that's why most people are acting on that and crossing over. That's why. In having someone that will listen to you, even though you're ready to check out, you are going to check out. It is one of the hardest things ever to do, but bring them hope and love. Because at that point, it's not in your hands anymore. It's in the hand of that person who's ready to check out. At that time, you will find the right words for them. That's what it's beautiful and what counts. Because no hope, it's not a fun place to be. Not at all. So, all right. And no, I don't want to bring everybody else down, but I wanted to talk about this topic because I think it's an important topic. And as I said, we will do with Jenner a deeper dive in there. And it's not going to be negative or bring everybody else down. It's to bring the awareness and understanding why people are doing that. I did talk about that. That was my sister when we were younger. They were teenagers, and my sister had enough and attempted suicide, actually. I think I talked about it on some of my podcasts as well, where I remember it's like time of Christmas. Better time you can go and try to kill yourself at Christmas. Oh boy, that was something else. I will always remember my sister because we were sharing, the three of us were sharing the same bedroom, and the little one took some meds, pills, and I was sleeping pills. She overdosed with it, and I will always remember we were our bed. The two of us were next to each other. So, and she gave me her hands, and she said, "Well, she was saying goodbye to me." I'm like, "Okay, no problem," and went to bed. And the next day, she did not wake up right away, and Mommy Dearest, I think, figured out what she has done, and it was Christmas Eve, actually. And she spent the day walking around. She got beat up first by Daddy Dearest, and I'm laughing because it's like it was horrifying at that time. It's not laughing because it's funny. Well, it's kind of funny now. We did talk in the past about it, but I will remember she spent the rest of the day walking around as a punishment around the van of my father's van. I remember that, and I was horrified by the entire situation because I didn't realize. I thought she was delirious, but I didn't know as a kid she was taking all of those pills. But, life is harsh. And even as teenagers, even as growing up, sometimes enough is enough. Sometimes enough is enough. Like my friend said, when you realize this is a place where we're growing and it's a very harsh environment, well, sometimes people are not strong enough to do it. So stronger spirits are walking the earth. The one who cannot handle it because they are too young of spirits cannot, and they will check out earlier because it's too hard. It's too harsh of an environment. So check out on the people and your loved one and really look and listen to their words. And if they're not okay, take the time to hear them out. Don't tell them your story about you. Let them talk. Let them talk and let them know you're here to support them. All right. So this was our podcast for today. I have no idea what we're going to be talking on our next podcast. I will take a few minutes break and we're going to do our next podcast, and I will be on Wednesday published. So all my love, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye now. Emma's Universe Podcast.